Hey everyone, so I haven't posted to my YouTube for a while, and if you're wondering why, well, I've been kind of busy with a lot of things in life that have nothing to do with YouTube, and well, I was not feeling so well. Now I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm back at it. I've got a new sewing machine here that I have some video for, and I just have to edit and post. Working on that steering wheel there for a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. I've got another Supra steering wheel here for which I am creating a brand new leather wrap. So this is something that I'm doing completely from scratch. It's not done yet. As you can see, there's a bunch of tape kind of holding certain things together as I measure seams and cut everything to perfection. I'm taking my sweet time with this. I've been taking my time with my projects in general, and I'm going to make sure that I get as much of this on video as I can. I didn't film the beginning of this process, but I'll certainly film, once I finish it and all the stitching and all of that. My junkyard finally got the IS300 that I need in order to get the connectors for the steering wheel that I put in the truck. So I've got to take a trip over there and get those connectors, and then I'll have a video on the electronics for my steering wheel. So that's why you haven't seen an update to that, and obviously focus on improving my upholstery skills. So that's why there's a brand new sewing machine. The old one just wasn't cutting it anymore. Funny thing is, I know this machine can hang. It's sewn leather before. I guess there's just something wrong with it. I tweaked and fixed as much as I could based on the knowledge that I have about sewing machines, and unfortunately I was not able to get it to sew leather. It can sew through like a shirt or something without too much of an issue. I used to sew leather with it all the time and it was never an issue, but who knows? It's a very old machine, 70s, 80s, something like that. These are considered vintage now. Beats me. But yeah, this is a brand new replacement from Singer. I will uncover it in the actual video where I talk about unboxing it. Yeah, let's go downstairs and look at the projects that are going on down there so that I can give you guys a heads up as to what's going on there and kind of clue you in as to where I'm at. So here's another project that I've been working on forever. My front end is put together. You guys know that the bumper and the rest of it didn't really match, but whatever. When I repaint the truck, it's all going to look like one thing. My brakes have been giving me a lot of trouble, so I swapped the calipers out to some brand new ATS calipers, thinking that was the issue. Maybe they were seized. One of my calipers did not have the AC Delco sticker on it, so it's possible that it was rebuilt by someone in their garage and not by AC Delco. So I ordered from Summit Racing this time. They were $150 each, which is not the end of the world, but it is good money, especially when you've already spent that money on Amazon on the other calipers. You guys always see Javi in my intro. You never see him in the videos. He does exist. He actually does show up every now and then. So there you go. There he is. Hopefully we can do more collabs and do more videos where he comes out. But there you go. This is my latest headache that's driving me crazy. I want this truck to work so I can drive it every single day. I fixed the AC and it works so good. So it would really suck to have a fantastic ice cold AC in a truck that can't go anywhere because it doesn't have brakes. So that's what I'm working on. I'll give you guys an update if it works. Alright, so it's been a bit of a long day. We've actually been able to fix the truck. All that we actually ended up doing was tightening a few of the lines, like the hard line and flex line connections and such, and the bolts at the calipers. Just tightening them down to stop the fluid from being able to leak at those points. We found some evidence of very, very small leaks, nothing major. But the main contributor to the issue that I was noticing with the spongy pedal was actually a couple of things. One, the brake booster was not tight to the firewall. In other words, there's 4 bolts that hold the booster to the firewall, and those are found over in the pedal area. We tightened those down a lot more because we noticed when I would step on the brakes that the booster and the master cylinder move forward. That deflection is normal, but it seemed a bit excessive, and it was just because the bolts were kind of loose. They were tightened down flush, but they could just be tightened a little bit more. So we did that, and then we adjusted pedal free play. I had adjusted pedal free play in the past to reduce the amount of pedal free play that I had, but we reduced it even further to the lowest it'll go. So there's still a little bit of free play, probably about I don't know, maybe like an inch of free play, I want to say. Even that might be exaggerated, but basically you step on the pedal and the front will dive. You'll lock the brakes up pretty good. So the brakes are working finally the way they're supposed to. The rears will lock up before the fronts, but that's actually an issue that this truck has always had. And part of the reason is because this truck is lowered. These trucks have a proportioning valve in the back. It is a load sensing proportioning valve, or LSPV. Basically, when you would put a load in the bed of the truck and the rear end goes down, there's a little lever like connected between the frame and the axle. It would move when you would lower the back of the truck by putting a load in it. And so what would happen is that would cause you to have a greater bias toward the rear of the truck. And when you had more brakes in the back, that helps you when you're braking with a load in the back of the truck. But in normal situations, you want your front brakes to actually do most of the work because all the force goes towards the front when you slam your brakes. So ultimately, I'm going to have to get under there and mess with that proportioning valve. A lot of Tacoma people just eliminate it altogether so they have even braking all around. I just really would like for the fronts to lock up before the rears. So I have to make that adjustment. Some people use a Willwood proportioning valve. Some people eliminate it altogether. And just have maybe a T or something back there. But the whole thing is I now have brakes. My clutch was engaging a little funny, so we adjusted the pickup point on the clutch pedal. We didn't even have to bother with bleeding. We just adjusted that, and now my clutch engages in a better position and engages much more, I guess, accurately or better pushes on the clutch than it used to beforehand, because it wasn't really responding the way that it was supposed to before. It was almost like the truck was stalling out every time I would pull off from a stop. Now it's riding out much better. There's no stalling, there's no shaking. So in general, the truck is performing so much better than it was before. And I actually feel confident to drive this thing in traffic and on the street now, which is the important thing. So this is going back to daily driver duties. And then Camaro and Miata can go into the garage and start, being garage queened and treated nicely. I can wash my Camaro and change all the fluids on it and then just drive it to autocross or track day, but not use it as a daily anymore. So I'm happy to report that finally my cars are going to be used for what they were intended. My truck goes back to daily driver duties, and the Camaro and Miata just go back to weekend car duty. So that's pretty much it for this update. Finally, my truck is ready to rock and go back onto the streets. Obviously, I have to put my hood back on, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and clear coat it. If you saw my video about fixing or restoring that hood way back when, you're probably thinking, man, this guy still hasn't finished that project. Correct, I still haven't finished that project. I promise you guys you'll see a video about that coming up really soon. Really, all I have to do is give it another coat of sand, maybe spray a little black around the mesh, and then clear coat the entire thing. Another project is going to be to paint my new brake calipers, maybe to match these. These are apparently in perfect condition now that I know that the issue was something other than the calipers. I thought maybe these calipers were seized, and part of the reason is I ordered these over Amazon. One of them had the AC Delco holographic sticker on it on the box, and the other one did not. That led me to believe that maybe one of them wasn't properly rebuilt. So when I ordered these again, I ordered them from Summit Racing. Summit sent both in, completely sealed boxes with AC Delco stickers on both. So I had more faith in those initially. Turns out that these will probably be just fine, and I wasted money. Unfortunate fact of life and playing with cars. You're going to waste money. The entire exercise is an exercise in spending money on things you don't need, right? This truck came with perfectly functional brakes. I inherited it with perfectly functional brakes. I could have left the ones that were there, not even gone to the Willwoods that were on before the Brembo. So, hindsight. All right. So you can see my wheels are pretty dirty with brake dust, and my new calipers say Cadillac on them and have a bit of a bluish color. I'm probably going to just go ahead and jack the truck up, take the wheels off, and then just paint those calipers on the truck. I normally detest painting brake calipers on a vehicle because I feel like you're going to overspray everything and you're going to end up with a poor result. However, this time around, I'm going to take everything out, right? Like the calipers and pins and everything, tape everything off as well as I possibly can, and do a professional quality paint job in that terrible space. I'll probably do a video of that as well, just so you guys can benefit from my lessons learned. The keen-eyed among you will notice that I'm missing a lug nut. That is because I have ARP extended studs. They are probably made out of harder and better metal than a factory stud. So I cross-threaded that lug nut on there somehow, some way, being in a rush, and ruined the threads in the lug nut, but the threads on the stud are completely fine. I know because I put another lug nut on it and saw that it was good. So yeah, hardened, nice, high quality stuff. Requires better quality lug nuts. Definitely gonna have to do that. And take my time so that I do not damage anything in a stupid fashion as I did there. Some of you may also notice that my fender and door are probably not aligned too well. That happened as I kept rolling my fender. As I got over here on this side, the fender pull started to mess with the fender. There's some bolts there. I can probably adjust that and get it back into perfect alignment. So never mind that. Who knows, maybe another video. Random thought. I'm totally gonna do a video addressing comments. There's been a lot of positive feedback on the whole carbon fiber steering wheel thing, and for every probably like 20 good comments, there's maybe one negative comment from people who probably just need a life, have no videos or subscribers, and have contributed nothing and probably never built so much as a Lego set. So I will be making a video talking about the positive and the negative comments, and I think that'll be a good laugh for everybody. So keep a heads up for that. If you got something negative to say, just go get a job, get a life, get a girlfriend or something. You clearly have too much time to spend talking crap to people who don't care what you have to say. And why are you so invested in what I'm doing wrong, apparently? And if you have so much free time to come spend showing me how to do stuff right, I got 50 million projects around my house and on all these cars. You know what? Hit me up. I'll invite you over. I'll buy some beers, and you can do all these projects and show me how it's done. So anywho, if you've enjoyed this rambling exercise of an update, I'd like to thank you for watching. And if you have any feedback, feel free to leave that in the comments section. If you'd like to see more videos like this or about these subjects, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I post any updates. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, look at that fitment. Look at that boom. Yay! Look at that fitment. Looks amazing. I'm gonna be a leather working monster.